Hello, hello, hello. Can anybody hear me? Earphone. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello. Hello, YouTube. How's it going? Nat, how are you? How are you doing today? On this lovely Sunday. On this lovely Sunday day. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm just checking my farm. What the heck is he doing? I have to harvest all these carrots, you know? It's a hard day's work. Oh my gosh. Guys, I have to make 15 hamburgers today. It's gonna be a long day on the farm. Oh, that sounds so lovely. That's my dream job, honestly. So I'm glad you had a good day. I got, I think, 5 hours of sleep last night. So better than yesterday. Still not great. Still, a little exhausted, but hello, how are you? Okay, finally, it just takes forever to see if anybody's in here or not. Oof, cat hair everywhere. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Curious to know what you guys are currently reading at this moment. Oh, my glasses are so dirty. Hi. What are you doing? What are you doing? I have this creakiest chair ever. You know why? It's because Brian stole my chair and left me with a crappy one so he could play games. Okay, let's see. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Richard. Thank you so much. I am feeling better. Not unlike, what's that girl's name from the game? Susan? Not unlike her, I just needed food and a nap. But yes, I am feeling better today. Thank you so much. Oh, you're reading Diavola. Are you enjoying it? It's so frustrating to read, right? The family, you just want to, a little bit want to punch them. Hi, kitty. Oh, yes, hello. Hello, hello. Oh, I don't know what this one is. The Master? Hold on, let me search this. Kitty, you're a little bit in my way. The Master and Margarita. I've never even heard of this before. Oh. Interesting. So it's like a Faustian tale? One hot spring, the devil rise in Moscow. Interesting. Oh, that includes a beautiful naked witch. Oh, this actually does sound really interesting. Really? Oh my god, you're so close to finishing House of Leaves. That's so exciting. Brian was asking me, "Oh, so are you almost done?" I'm like, we're probably like halfway done here, so we got quite a bit more to go. And then I'm just like, what else is gonna happen, you know? So excited to see where this goes. No. No burnt burgers today. I can't believe we exploded the microwave. You know, that yesterday was just not my day, you know? Gate of the Feral, of the Feral Gods, fourth of the Dragon Crawler series. Everyone raves about this series. And then I asked my brother, "Oh, did you finish that book?" He's like, "No." I don't think he even started it. The Dungeon Crawler. Is it like... Wait. Yes. Is it like a fantasy book? Like, that's the only reason why I feel like I haven't picked it up yet. It says it's a science fiction and fantasy book. But everyone loves it, so I don't know. Maybe I should try it. Yeah, the family's so annoying. Hi, Pia, how are you? I love just Googling what you guys are reading. Ooh, this one sounds creepy. Mutilated bodies found deep in the Montana woods. Leave the cops searching for clues. That sounds interesting. Oh my gosh, you're rereading it. I was thinking, what are we gonna read after House of Leaves? Maybe we should take on something like it. You know? Because now I feel like we're used to meeting once a week and once a month and talking about a longer book. Hello. The Crimson Labyrinth. All these books I've never heard of. It's a wicked satire on extremist reality TV. Interesting. Never even heard of that one. That still sounds interesting though, especially if it's based on true events, like a real massacre. It's lit RPG. I don't know what that means. Role-playing game. Yeah, what does that even mean though for a book? Hello? What the hell? Oh. Sorry, just Googling what everyone's reading. Let's see what this is. Interesting. Darkly. Oh, welcome. Welcome to your first live. Sorry, I just like to start seeing what everyone's reading because everyone always reads such interesting books. The Reformatory. Seeing ghosts. A haunting work of historical fiction. I do enjoy some historical fiction. Hello, hello, welcome. Oh, I just started. Remember, I wanted to read some summer horror books, so I just started The Cotton Candy Massacre. It's by Christopher Robertson, and it's the same writer as Sewer Sharks. So I was excited to read this. Right? Yeah. I think so far, I think I like Sewer Sharks a little bit more. It's a little slow, but it's a cute is not the right word. I don't know why I always use that to describe like the most heinous books, but it's about this clown that gets murdered, and so they reopen his amusement park, and kind of the person that reopens it kind of capitalizes on his murder, and people are just kind of showing up at the park. I'm only 100 pages in, so we'll see how it goes, but people seem to really enjoy it. So oh, Blood Meridian, that one is on my list. It's right there, but I haven't gotten to it yet. Yeah, he definitely does have an interesting style of writing. I don't know if it's through all of his books, so I'm not sure if this is exactly what you're talking about, but like in The Road, there's no direct quotes. And so sometimes it's a little bit challenging to see who's talking. So I got I've read Clown in a Cornfield, the first one at least. Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess that's just his writing style, but I can see what you mean. That sometimes you're like, "Wait, who said that?" Um so I got another one of these mini Brant's books things. So I got two of them for a video, but since we opened one of these last time, if you guys don't know, they're these little toys. I know not all of you. Well, actually, I think you guys said that these were in the UK and stuff too, right? Wait, there's a sequel to Sewer Sharks? Wait, what? It's like it's out? Don't toy with me, Nat. I don't see it on his thing. Sewer sharks, lizards. Oh, effed up bugs? Is that what it's called? Monster Scope Book 2. Oh shit, you're right. It is the second one. Well, buying this immediately. One second. Amazon. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for telling me that. Now the question is, do I buy the book or do I buy the Kindle? Because I really loved Sewer Sharks. I wish I had bought that book. Okay, I'm so excited. Cool. Thank you so much for telling me that. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So, what about the lives, Richard? Are the lives any clearer? Or like anybody watching who has been to previous lives, can you tell a difference with the lives, or do they look about the same? Sorry, so these are called Mini Brands books. They're little toys. And Mini Brands, if you guys don't know, they just make, I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. They make mini brands of things. They're just little food items, like little cereal boxes or little syrup or whatever it is. And they have book ones. So last live, we opened this guy and we got a little bookshelf and we got a magnifying glass to read them, even though you can't really read them, but and last time we got this Babysitter's Club teeny tiny book. They're just teeny tiny fake books. And they're so cute. And there is writing in them, but you can read the first page, but anything after that, it just looks like, honestly, hieroglyphics. But there's like little teeny writing on it. But yeah, it's not, you can't read it. Anyways, we got that one. We got Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. How cute is that? And yeah, there's just like little, it looks like a real book, but you can't read it. But anyways, so cute. And then we got this, I don't know what this is, Cat Kid Comic Club. It's a little kid's book, but it's a hardcover. How cute. Oh yeah, and we got a little bookmark. Look at the teeny tiny bookmark. Oh, it's so cute. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And this one actually does have, you can actually read this one. Isn't that adorable? But most of it's blank. But then there's a few comics that you can read. Cute. Anyways, I got another one to open. So my whole point of getting these was I got the series 2 because they have more books. And then you can keep them on your little bookshelf. Look at that. It's just too cute. I wanted to buy the series 2 because they have more book options. And then I was going to like go out and buy whatever book came in one of these for a week of reading for a video. So I will do that eventually. But with these ones, there's not that many choices of books. So I'm like, well, I'm going to buy another one just to open it on a live because I think they're so cute. Not the easiest things to open, but I will get there eventually. Okay, that is good. I don't know if I can make it any better. Like I'm telling you, I spent a week trying to fix my camera settings and I'm just not good with that kind of stuff. I wish I had a friend that knew, oh my God, why is this not opening? That knew about cameras and stuff because I'm just clueless. But hopefully it looks a little bit better. Wait, you read what book? The House of Leaves? Or a different book? And then there's a freaking second wrapping. Oh, we've summoned the demon from the depths of hell. Hello, Morella. Her favorite thing to play with ever is paper, so anytime she hears any sort of paper crinkling, she comes a-running. Okay, let's see what books we got this time. Oh! So they just come like this. Oh, I think this is another bookshelf. And then it gives you options for the books too. So these are all the ones you can get. There's common ones, and then rare and ultra rare and legendary. So let's see what we got. Pretty sure this is another bookshelf. It is. But you can put the bookshelves together. Like you can stack them. So that's pretty cute. I don't remember how I did this last time. Bye, Dells. I'm confused. I'm already confused. my God. I feel like if I got just a little bit more sleep last night, I could figure out how to put together this little kid's toy that has 5 pieces. Okay, come on. Come on, brain. Oh, you put them together this way. Okay, that makes more sense. Nope, that still doesn't make sense, does it? Oh, yeah, no, it does. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. So we got another little bookshelf. What is this for? Oh, is that the top? Oh, it's the top. Okay. My gosh, me struggling with kids' toy for 5 minutes. Come on. There we go. Nope, that's not right, is it? Come on, brain. Why do I find this so hard? It's 5 pieces. Come on. Oh, I think this can just attach to here. No? Wait, how do they attach? Oh, like this probably, maybe? Let's see. Oh my God, how cute would that be? Wait, no, that's not how you do it either. Okay, come on. This is a kid's story. I can figure this out. Connect more capsules to add more shelves. But how? There's no, oh my God, am I this stupid? Why can't I figure this out? Guys. Okay, we're gonna have to figure this out later because my brain is just not working. Too little of sleep. I will figure this out on my own time. My apologies. Okay. A mini House of Leaves book. That's so cute. I think we were talking about, they have little mini ones on Etsy, little horror ones. And I think the round 2 has some horror books too. House of Leaves. You read it in a week? Yes. Yeah. It's, that has been very helpful if you can't figure something out. Although I haven't had the answers for everything. Some stuff is ambiguous, which I guess I kind of like, that there's not maybe a specific answer for everything and that it's kind of left up to interpretation. Do not use magnifying glass under direct sunlight. To avoid eye strain, do not play with it for a long time. Okay, we need a warning for a toy magnifying glass. So I got Library of Souls. The 3rd novel of Miss Peregrine's Peculiar Children by Ranson Riggs. Oh my God. It's so cute. It's so cute. I don't know if you can see it very well. Let's see. That is a rare one, guys. We got a rare one. And it's a hardcover. Let's see if we can read any of it. The monster stood not a tongue's length away, eyes fixed on the throat's shriveled brain, crowded with fantasies. Cute! I don't know what this is. I've never read these. Have you guys read these Peculiar Children books? I don't know. Yeah, that's true. We don't have Kinder Eggs, or we don't have the. We're too stupid, I guess, to have them. We don't have the ones with the toys inside the chocolate. And then I got another bookmark. It's a map. I guarantee you won't be able to see it, but it is a map. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Put my tiny bookmark in my tiny book. You guys, this is so much fun. Yes, it is definitely what makes the book so fun for sure. I know, I can't wait to talk about the chapter 10 and the notes and stuff and see what everybody thinks about everything. Oh, the thing that you had to decipher. Oh, interesting. I've never read them. I know. I was doing the code thing, and I'm like, this is gonna take forever. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that this book was in here. Oh, it has the real one has photos. No, this one doesn't have photos. It just has the tiniest writing that you have ever seen. I wonder if you can read more than just the first page like the other books, or... Oh, maybe you can. Maybe it is writing, and maybe I'm just can't see. I wonder if... I can't tell if it's English or if it's just scribbles, you know? The first page I can read, but after that I can't read anything. But no, this one doesn't have pictures. The next one that I got is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. A young mother fights to earn a place in her child's life, but is there room for her? Dun dun dun. Oh god, this is so cute. Wait, can you see the page numbers? Wait, I think you can read the page numbers. Oh, my eyes are so bad. Anyways, I don't know. It's hard for me to tell. Is that a number? They all look like 3s to me, so I don't know. I need someone with better eyes to look and see if you can actually read this. Everything looks like a 3. I feel like I'm getting an eye exam. So that's our second one. Yeah, I spent a while with the letter too. It was exhausting. I did the first sentence and then I was like, okay, someone's surely done this. Yeah, that's a better way of approaching it, I feel like. Hello. Yeah, Reddit's been super helpful. And there's a few forums. Ooh, any book as a mini? That's a good question. I don't know. Can you get custom ones made? Can they make whatever? Oh yeah, we didn't see if that was... I'm assuming that's a common one. Yeah. Our first common, and then we also got the Babysitter's Club, Christie's Great Idea by Anne A. Martin with the little scholastic little logo on the bottom. Oh my god, it's so cute. Oh, I can tell you what this one's about. It says, Christy thinks the Babysitter's Club is a great idea. She and her friend Claudia, Stacy, and Marianne all love taking care of kids. A club will get them, wait, a club will give them the chance to have fun and make tons of money. But nobody counted on prank calls, uncontrollable 2-year-olds, wild pets, and parents who don't always tell the truth. Dun, dun, dun. And then there's Stacy, who's acting more and more mysterious. Having a babysitter's club isn't easy, but Christy and her friends aren't giving up until they get it right. The best friends you'll ever have. This is so cute. So there's that guy. Pretty sure this is another common one as well. Or maybe not. Oh, no, this is a rare one. So we got 2 rare ones and 1 common. Shall we add these to our bookshelf? So stupid, but it's so cute. Hold on, let me put the paperback, the hardcovers together, and then by size. Oh no, this one's taller. Dang. Okay, here's our bookshelf as of right now. Oh crap. Oh, that one's upside down. Cute! How cute is that? Aren't they adorable? I have read a Colleen Hoover book. Actually, I read 2. I read It Ends With Us and It Starts With Us. I actually didn't hate them. I mean, I can understand why people were irritated that they're marketed as romance books. I guess they kind of are, but, you know, they've got a lot of other stuff going on too. Okay. Let me just, oh crap. Move this out of the way. Ooh. All right. Yes, it is fun doing all the decoding. Did you guys do the Morse code in the Morse code chapter 2? Oh, you can do custom ones. That's so cute. That's really cute. Maybe I should do, maybe at the end of the year, I should get like my top 5 favorite books of that year. Custom made or something. That's really cute. Oh, that's a good idea to go back and see what you missed, what you could look up. Yes, oh my gosh, a little Hellbound Heart. I was thinking like that Grady Hendrix, the witchcraft for Wayward Girls. That would be a really cute little mini one. What else? I'm just thinking of books with really cool covers. Oh yeah, a little necrophiliac. I do love that. That's probably like my favorite book of all time right now. Yes, yeah, I can totally see why people would get upset. But I did like the message behind the It Ends With Us book. I thought it was interesting. I know that there's like other stuff. I've since learned other stuff with that author that people dislike. One of my friends was telling me some stuff, so it is what it is. But those I read a few years ago, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. I get the hype. I get it. Not exactly my, books of choice, but I understood why they got so popular. Mini Skag Boys. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's adorable. I think I am gonna have to do that eventually. Um, okay, so guys, what time is it? Do you guys want to talk about chapter 10 or the letters first? Or anything else you'd like to talk about before we get to House of Leaves? I'm open for anything. Like I said, I got 5 hours of sleep last night, so I'm more awake than I usually am. Oh, you can't see Morella staring off. She's trying to watch birds or something. What are you doing? Okay. And we also need to figure out what to read for next month, too. Like, I got these cute Post-its, but they're little aliens. That's adorable. Okay, so I'm sure we'll go back and forth and talk about the book and then talk about other things too, so sure, let's talk chapter 10. So, in chapter 10, for those of you who aren't reading the book, which is totally fine, I mean, we've talked about like the plot in the past of what the book's actually about, but just in case anybody is new here that hasn't read the book, picked it up or anything, it's about this man who wrote this paper about this family who lived in a house, and the inside of the house, the dimensions of the house are larger on the inside than they are on the outside. So there's like a section of the house that keeps changing and getting larger and shrinking, and that guy who wrote the original story dies. Then we have our narrator Johnny, who moves into his house and finds all his paperwork, and Johnny is reading this guy's telling of this house. So it's like a story within a story within a story kind of thing. And then we get a lot of Johnny's kind of character through his ramblings also. Very brief explanation. So in chapter 10, they've had people come to the house to explore, and those explorers, they're like cave explorers, get lost in the house. So I know that we all pronounce the guy's name differently. In my head, I pronounce it Navi, but I know that some of you guys pronounce it Navy, whatever. The main guy, he has always wanted to go into the house, into this like additional part of the house that keeps changing. His wife has held him back. He is kind of explorer in his own right. He does photography and also videography. Like, I don't know if that's the right word. Videography, is that a word? I don't know. But you guys know, he films shit and he takes pictures of shit. But he's like always traveled and a very adventurous guy, and so he wants to enter the house, but his wife's like, hey, you have kids, this is dangerous, you need to not do that. And so it's kind of a comment on a larger picture of, their marriage and her wanting him to settle down and him still wanting to explore. But when the Morella, oh my gosh, Morella, stop. When the explorers get lost, it's kind of his excuse to go in and explore. So this is him, his brother, and his friend, chapter 10, going in to try to find these 3 lost explorers. Morella, are you kidding? Excuse me. Stop. I know, but you can't do that. You can't do that. Sorry, she's playing with the cord. Okay, so chapter 10. Let's get to it. Yes. Yeah, so we have up to this point only read chapter 10 and then like the letters and stuff in the back. No, Nat, I haven't. That's why. That's why she's so evil. You're so right. I haven't sacrificed anything to her today. I'm sorry, Morella. Please forgive me. Stop. Morella. She is, yeah, you can't see her. She's hanging over the edge of the thing and she's playing with like the cords and stuff. Bruh. Here, play with this. I need like a paper to distract her. One sec. This will distract her. Okay. Okay. She plays fetch better than my dogs do too. We crumple up paper and throw it for her, and then she brings it back in her mouth. It's the cutest thing in the entire world. But yes, so chapter 10 would be the point where I don't think, well, some of us haven't read past. I'm sure some of us have. Okay, so, oh my gosh, she just did it. Oh, she's so cute. She's so cute. Okay, so Navi goes in. They're recording everything. They head into the house. Now, when the explorers went into the house, it took them days. They come across this giant spiral staircase, and it takes them days to get to the bottom. So Navi goes in with his brother and his friend, and they find the staircase. Navi, that's his name, estimated that the staircase was an incredible 13 miles down based on, because the explorers were filming and stuff, and how long it took them to get to the bottom. But when they start down the staircase, they get down, peering over the banister. It's no more than 100 feet down. So when they go into the house, they find that everything has shrunken down, which they knew that the house was always moving, changing, doorways are opening, different things are happening. So this is, I think, one of the coolest parts about this book is every chapter that you have, how the pages are laid out correspond with the theme of the story. So for example, for those of you who read like the SOS chapter, the entire structure of that chapter is an SOS. And then there are SOS messages written throughout the chapter. There's even the word fuck written as an SOS. And then there's other messages within the chapter as well that you can decipher. I'm trying to find where I had written all of that, because that was like more in the beginning, I think, right? But anyways, there's Morse code that the paragraphs are arranged in Morse code, so you can find hidden messages within that chapter. So the entire structure of the story is also related to the theme of that chapter too. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Oh yeah, here's the SOS messages. Depending on how you read each, I don't know how to explain this. Whatever, they're SOS messages, and then depending on how the chapter is arranged, or the section is arranged, it corresponds with the letter. And then it spells something out. So with this one, what's cool about this chapter is we start with our characters at the top. So here they are. They've entered the top of, like, before the staircase is what I'm trying to say. You also have almost like on the page little flashes of paragraphs or letters. And so it's almost like the whole page isn't being illuminated, which also kind of, I think, reflects how they're walking in these chambers with tiny flashlights and only little parts are lit up at the time. So for example, they're at the top, they can't see the stairs, they can't see what's below them, they can only kind of see what's in front of them. And then as you go on, his brother stays at the top of the stairs, and him and his friend make their way to the bottom. Sorry, it's kind of confusing with the footnotes and stuff, so let me try to find what I'm talking about. Oh yes, okay, so it's before then. So then his brother stays at the top and they begin to descend the stairway. So then you have the text separated. So you have some text at top, like they can only see the very top, and then throughout the stairway, they can only see like the middle of the stairs. Do you get what I'm saying? That's so freaking cool. And then as they descend, the text becomes at the bottom of the page to represent that they are at the bottom of the stairs. Isn't that crazy, guys? Isn't this crazy? Yeah, so the structure always mimics the theme. That's what I was trying to say. Becomes divided when they're divided, is at the bottom of the page when they've reached the bottom of the stairs. Okay. There's some interesting information about why the staircase has collapsed. Oh, there's also an interesting line because they're trying to find the fishing wire that the previous explorers have left, and it says, "It looks like it's impossible to leave a lasting trace here," which is pretty interesting. And like everything is a metaphor, you know what I mean? Oh man, the house will eventually devour their signal. So then you have this information where the house, the rooms, all become the self, collapsing, expanding, tilting, closing, and always in perfect relation to the mental state of the individual. So last time we talked a little bit about how the characters are acting in the story directly influence how the house reacts as well. And you have this thing that says that when, I think, is Holloway one of the explorers? I should have looked back at my notes. Holloway, Jed, and Wax, I think, are the explorers, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's saying that when those three explorers first went in to the house, they didn't know that there was an end to the staircase, right? Like in their heads, they imagined it this bottomless pit. And so that's why it took forever for them to get down. But then now that Navi and his brother and his friend go in, they know that there is a bottom to it. So it kind of collapses in on itself based on their perception of the house. Yes, okay. The one, Holloway's the one that kind of butts heads with Navi, right? Holloway's creature comes from Holloway's mind, not the house. The tiny room Wax finds himself in reflects his own state of exhaustion and despair, and Navidson's rapid descent reflects his own knowledge that the spiral staircase is not bottomless. One always approaches the unknown with greater caution the first time around. Thus, it appears far more expansive than it literally is. Which does make sense. I think they even refer to it, you know, like if you go on vacation or something and you're on the way there, you're really excited. So it seems like you get there fast, and then on your way home, it's the same drive, but you're anticipating being home. So it feels forever. So I thought that was interesting. Knowledge is hot water on wool. It shrinks time and space. Dun, dun, dun. And then just one thing really quick too, that I was thinking about when reading this is how differently we read the text. This is just something that I wrote on Discord. But I was saying that, like, I was reading through the letters from Johnny and his mom, and I was thinking about how differently people would have read the text when it was published 20 years ago. Like, all of that shit from his mom, all of the different languages that she puts in there, the references to Greek mythology, whatever it is, it would be nearly impossible to interpret every single line 20 years ago unless you knew that language, unless you knew the poem that it came from. Like, there's a few super random poems in there that she references as well. And so I was just thinking about how crazy it is that we can, like you were saying, you're like, oh, well, writing out all of those words for the mom's letters would take too much time, so I'm just going to Google it. And I was just thinking that even reading the text continues to change throughout time. And so it's almost like another metaphor for the book as well. Like the way that the writer or the reader interacts with the text is going to continually evolve forever, especially with the internet and how easy it is to pull things up. Isn't that crazy? This book is nuts. Okay, so do you guys have anything that I'm missing from chapter 10? Architecture comes into being only when experienced. There's just so many quotes in here that are so interesting. Yes, there's more information than anyone can decipher. Yeah. Everyone has their own unique experience of being lost in the unknown. Yeah, that's such a good point. I mean, now I feel like we can come together and work together to solve some of the puzzles. But yeah, everyone's going to have a different experience with this text, which I think is true for every book in a way, because we all bring our past experiences and our thoughts and our beliefs and our memories to any text that we pick up. So we're all going to view it and interpret it and experience it differently. That's why literature is subjective in general, but especially with a book like this where you get out what you put into it. If you want to do the work, you want to do the Googling, you want to decipher the letters yourself, you want to do the Morse code, you're going to get out whatever you put in. So it's so interesting, and it leads you on all these different paths. I think the letters, it references quite early in the book. So some of you guys read the letters way earlier. I just read the letters now, which I feel like gives me a different perspective of Johnny as our narrator. So it's almost like we have all of these different paths that we can take too, and you can choose your own route. It's like a choose your own adventure book. You know those goosebumps when we were little? I always talk about this, the freaking goosebumps, the purple jelly one or whatever it's called. Hold on. Purple jelly. Yeah. What was this book called? Beware of the Purple Peanut Butter. Yeah, that's... what I think of House of Leaves. It's just like Goosebumps, Beware of the Purple Peanut Butter. But yeah, how cool is that though? That, and everything that's discussed in the text is a metaphor for something deeper, and also kind of like how the reader's experiencing it as well. Like you said, we're all lost the way these people are lost in the house. Yeah, it totally changes your perspective of the narrator. It makes you question things. There's also some weird things that are related between the mom and some of the characters in the story. So you're like, wait, what is the connection here? It goes deeper than, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost destined that Johnny was the one to find these papers. Yes, okay, thank you. Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Can Navidson's house exist without the experience of itself? Is it possible to think of that place as unshaped by human perception? This is like blowing my mind. Because they're saying that it's their own perceptions that are shaping this house, and can it exist without those perceptions? You know, this whole book is a mindfuck, basically. So it says that all of these rooms, the infinite corridor, the great hall, the staircase, exist for all, though their respective size and even the layout sometimes changes. Other areas of that place, however, never seem to replicate the same pattern twice, or so the film repeatedly demonstrates. So again, also for those of you who haven't read this story, we're taking that first person who's written about these supposed films that exist about this house that he's somehow seen, even though he's blind. So we are so far removed from what's actually happening in this story that we always have to question what we're being told. And I think kind of the letters reinforce that. Like you were saying, it kind of messes with your perception of what you've read up until that point. Oh, okay, interesting. So they hear at the bottom of the staircase a cry. They go to find where it is. Bam. They find, what's their names? Wax and someone else. Oh, this is also interesting too. They find 50 doors. Navidson discovers for the first time the only time a door doesn't have a doorknob, and it is locked. And so it's just interesting that the character's perception plays into how everything looks. So the characters that is locked in the room is kind of doing it to himself. So yes, he finds, oh, it's Jed, right? Jed and Wax, are those their names? And then, like Nat was pointing out, we have this continuous line right here, because once they find the characters, a bullet is shot, and we see its travel through the pages. And one of our characters is shot. I can't remember. Is it Jed or is it Wax? In the next shot, we watch Navidson dragging Wax and Jed out of harm's way. Since when did you have a gun? I can't remember who shot. And then you have all the doors close, and you almost have like the text arranged as almost like the doors slamming, or that's how I pictured it at least. I'm thinking a corridor and the doors are slamming kind of one by one, and so the text is kind of arranged like that. And then I think, Nat, is this what you're talking about? So it says, even though a hole the size of a fist punctures through, the round powerful enough to propel the bullet into a second door. And then you have this kind of ding, 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 which I picture as like a bullet ricocheting. Is that what you meant by... But yeah, it could totally be spread out also because he's dying. I didn't think of that either. Like the blood leaking out from it could also be that. Oh, and slow down like his pulse rate. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. See, that's something I didn't even think about. Yeah, there are less... That's probably why there's less text on some pages than others. Genius! I feel like I was slowly solving a mystery. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And then suddenly realized I had taken acid. Hello, welcome. Oh, see, this is another interpretation. I took the line as the bullet's path, and then the cluster as the bullet, as the gunshot wound, and then the other page as blood splatter. Yeah, all of that makes sense. That's so, like, isn't that crazy? We can all look at this page and see kind of something different. How neat is that? That's, I think, another reason why I love this book. So yes, more bullets are shot, whatever. Jed's breathing, it doesn't matter. He's still dead. I think he gets shot in the head, no? And so, wait, did I say Jed? So then they pull Wax away. And I think do they just leave the dead guy? What about Jed? We'll leave his pack and mine behind. Some habits die hard, huh? Or they don't die. Replies Navidson. Yeah, I guess they leave him behind. A little later, Navidson gets Tom on the radio and tells him to meet them at the bottom of the stairs. And that, my friends, is where that chapter ends. Short, effective, interesting. And isn't that crazy that we all interpret things slightly different? We're all on our own paths through this crazy ass book. Oh gosh. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. So, anything else about the chapter? Oh yeah, so then was Wax shot last time? Yeah, okay, so Wax was the one that was shot before. For those of you who haven't read the book, the three explorers go down. Holloway kind of loses it, thinks there's a monster after them, which they potentially could be, but also it might be in his head, who knows. He starts firing at these two, and he shoots one of them, and then he just shoots and kills the second guy. So then what does this mean? We'll leave his pack and mine behind. What about Jed? We'll leave his pack and mine behind. Some habits die hard, huh? Or they don't die. See, I just feel like there's so much to interpret out of every line in this book, you know? Oh, see, that's so interesting. I took it as they were leaving him behind. Because they said he's already dead. And in the next segment, taken at least 15 minutes later at a new location, we see Navidson elevating Wax's legs, cleaning his wound, gently feeding him half a tablet of painkiller. Reston, meanwhile, finishes converting the two-man tent into a makeshift stretcher, having already arranged the poles in a way that will provide the most support so they can carry, I guess it could be to carry Jed. I don't know. Navidson's shot of Jed, though brief, is not nearly as short as his shot of Wax. Yeah, I guess they could have taken him. What about Jed? We'll leave his pack in mind. I don't know. Yeah, I guess even that's up for interpretation. I guess we'll know when we read later on if they brought him with or not. But I thought they left his ass behind. Yes, Reston is the one in the wheelchair. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out eventually. But do you guys have any other things that you want to discuss about chapter 10, or do you want to move on to the letters? These letters, man. Oh. Get it, Della. Get it. Get it, Della. What? Okay. Letters, guys. What's there to say about the letters? Holy moly. What did that mean? Hello. One other thing that I wrote about chapter 10, sorry, is this quote. It says, Reston's nausea, because he gets sick once they first descend the staircase. Reston's nausea still reflects how the often disturbing disorientation experienced within the place, whether acting directly upon the inner ear or the inner labyrinth of the psyche, can have psychological consequences. And so I just wrote that they're impacting one another. It's kind of like a... I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah, I guess, yeah, they're impacting one another. The house is impacting how they feel, and then because of their feelings, they're impacting how the house changes, which is also pretty interesting. Okay, the letters. So, his mom. House of Meows. Oh yeah, that was another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Where do you think that... I was thinking about this the other day. I'm reading this and I'm like, wait, why the fuck is this called House of Leaves? Has anybody put thought into that? I was like, wait a minute. Why is it called House of Leaves? I feel like something's there, but I'm not sure what. I don't know, maybe because leaves are constantly changing? I don't know. Oh, okay. Okay. We'll save that conversation for later then. Okay, so let's get to the letters. So his mom, she's obviously well read. She quotes a whole lot of stuff in here. She quotes several languages, if I'm not mistaken. different poems. She talks about Hamlet and Greek mythology, and there's just like little bits and pieces everywhere. Like even when she says, "Get thee to a dictionary," you know, like she's quoting Hamlet. And so she's not even, it's not even direct quotes, but it's just references that she uses throughout the text. You get what I'm saying? So she's obviously well read. She's obviously an intelligent individual. Well, I guess I equate books to intelligence, but I guess that's not necessarily true. She's well read. We'll leave it at that. She quotes a lot of poems. And then yeah, like man, how differently would have been to pick up this text and see these quotes that you can't interpret, they're not in English, I don't think. 20 years ago when this book first came out. Like, there's no way that you would know how to, you know? How crazy. This book is so cool. Okay, sorry. Anyways, so did the dad? There's a quote here I wanted to ask you guys. And then, yeah, I just did all the, probably you guys did too, found the translations for things. Yeah, so we have Italian, we have Latin. I didn't write what language these poems were written in. So that's what I'm saying, like you get what you put into the text. If you sit and you're like, okay, what language is this? Where is it? What does this mean? Maybe you get a little bit more. But also, if you skip a line, it's not going to like ruin the text or anything for you. Anger is a brief madness. So she starts out writing this. She's talking about how she's sorry that his life is hard, that he's getting kind of shipped around to different foster homes. She understands his anger and the way that he's fighting with other people. And in the first part of these notes, it's really interesting because the letters are always, by the way, these are letters from his mom. I don't know if we said this. She's in an institute and she's in a mental institute. She was dropped there by her husband, which we'll get to in a second, but the letters in the beginning are very loving, almost like love bomby, like almost excessive. I don't know. Did you guys read them that way? Like some of the stuff she said, I was just like, relax, dude. But I don't know, maybe that was just my interpretation of the letters. But she's just like, my dear cherished one, like how he's the only thing that brings her joy. Born on the day most suffused with sun, you have always been and always will be my light. Just like so over the top, almost obsessive, I felt. Okay, interesting. So you felt manipulation even in the beginning of the letters? Because certainly it does turn that way, but yeah, for sure. I guess I didn't stop to think about it, but even that like excessive amount of love is certainly like a manipulation tactic as well, especially if she like wants something out of it, which she this freaking cat, dude. Which she does want later on. We have we get a glimpse at what happens with one of his foster families. Then we find that he's still with the same family, and she says, what do you mean you are still with the family? How is it no one believes you? Aren't broken teeth enough? And he does reference this before. I can't remember exactly what he says, but there was certainly some sort of altercation with the father at his foster home. Then she says, do not rely on your fists. Rely instead on the abilities of your mind. She tells him, get thee to a dictionary. which I felt at the beginning was kind of her way of trying to help him. It seems like she certainly finds something in literature, whether that's solace or hope or something. It's obvious that she studies literature a lot. So I thought at the beginning that the texts were a little bit obsessive, but it did seem like she was trying to give him some sort of advice and be somewhat of a mom, even though she's away in an institute and has been for a long time. Oh, okay. Her questions made me question or her letters made you question the intent of people and who's real. Yeah, certainly. So, okay. She says, I'm just curious. On 602, she says, unfortunately, the dead of winter was not kind to your mother as she reverted to the state that brought her here in the first place. The very same state that your glimmering father wrestled with so nobly. Did his father commit suicide, or am I reading that incorrectly? So I don't know. I can't remember exactly how his father died. I know that he was a pilot, but I don't remember the circumstances, or I don't know if we even know the circumstances yet. Um, but we do have that photo in the back that shows you the emergency signals. Did he die in a plane crash? Am I making that up? Is it only because there's a picture of the emergency signals in the back? I can't remember. This is the only bad thing about reading a book in like a year-long timeline, is because it's hard to remember what first happens. I don't know. But there's a question mark there. I guess he maybe could potentially have killed himself. I don't know. And then on page 603, there's this line at the bottom of the page, and this is kind of where things begin to change. At first, she signs every letter Mommy, and after this point, she starts beginning to sign them Mom. Pages used to be called leaves. Oh, so House of Leaves, House of Pages. Interesting. Yeah, that very well could be. I feel like with everything in the text, there's 10 meanings behind everything, you know? I'm just thinking like of literally a house of leaves, how quickly it could crumble. I don't know. But maybe we'll learn more. Maybe we'll have like a different interpretation the later on it gets. But yeah, not 100% sure what to make of this switch. It's from April 13th to April 13th, April, May, June, July. So it's only a few months later. So it's not like years have passed or anything. But yeah, there's a lot of subtle switches throughout these letters that were really interesting to analyze. Like, well, wait a minute, why all of a sudden is he not your dear, dear devoted Johnny? Why all of a sudden are you not Mommy? Why, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many just subtle changes. Like these kind of seem a little bit more adult in that sense. Like, my dear son, dearest Johnny, they're more almost formal, as opposed to the previous letters that are a bit more like, my dear devoted Johnny, from your Mommy, proudly and lovingly yours. I feel like I could read this book 30 times and not have answers for these things. Then she says, I fear the new director insists on reading my mail now. He would not admit to this directly, but Sorry, someone outside just sneezed so loud. He would not admit to this directly, but things he says along with certain mannerisms indicate he intends to study and censor my letters. Stay alert. We must need to find some alternative means of communication. We may need to find. And then she also says here, which is interesting, this story, place in your next letter a check mark in the lower right-hand corner. That way I'll know you've received my letter, which there has been a check mark previously in the book, which I didn't go back and view. I will at some point, and to see why, kind of try to figure out why. Oh, but then it does kind of go back to my cherished little baby, but then it's still signed Mom's. I don't know. But anyways, so she tells him, we get a new director. I loved the last one. He treated me with respect. He was very nice, or she, I don't even remember. But now we have this new one, and she's suspicious of this new character, this new director. She thinks the new director is reading her mail. She says she can't trust the people that are there. She then states that she retrieves the pills from her mouth and carefully crushes them into dust. I can unnoticed toss beneath a table or conceal within the creases of a couch, returning steadily to my former self. So this is around the time that she stops taking her medication, and then she refers to herself as mother, mixed with mom. Isn't this so freaking interesting? And then shortly after, we get the signature of P. So it's almost becoming more formal throughout. Almost like they're becoming strangers, which I guess she does start to kind of hold him at arm's length. Then she suggests that they are placing medications within her food and water. She says, you visited me at the end of April. Your letters responded to our day, our walk, our lengthy talk about the new director and my persecution, and yet for the life of me, I have no recollection of those hours or whispers, all those details, and yet not one could resuscitate an image in the hollows of my brain. Then she says, this is nuts, dude. I'm afraid it's the latter. Oh, yeah. Okay, I should probably tell you this. She says that either she doesn't remember them, or the woman you lingered with was not me. So she's like, either I don't remember you coming and visiting, or that woman you saw was not me. I'm afraid it's the latter. That makes the most sense. The new director must really feel all I know. He must have hired a professional, trained her, a professional actress, surgically altered her, and then after many months of rehearsal, introduced her to you at the very same soul of your breath, source of your being. So she thinks this new director hired an actress to essentially play her because she doesn't remember Johnny visiting her. Yes. You know, like film directors, Pelafina suggests that she relies on Johnny for navigation. Oh, interesting. Yeah, she certainly does. Oh, wait, this is interesting too. Hold on. There's a link here that I am seeing. It's almost like Johnny is her red string through the labyrinth. You know, like that concept keeps coming back throughout the book as well. So it seems like that, yeah, you're right, that she relies on him for navigation. Yeah, so it's almost like he's the red string that she can follow through the labyrinth, and the labyrinth could be her mental health or, I guess, a number of things. But yeah, you're right. She does depend on him potentially too much and put a little bit too much onto him as well. Poor Johnny. Please respond to everything I sent you. Then she says in this different language, find me, care for me, remember me. Then here comes like the obvious manipulation. So Nat, you were saying that she's kind of manipulative from the beginning. This is where it becomes like very obvious that that's what she's doing. she starts to blame him for not writing. She'll go on these long rants. How could you do this? I'm your mother. And then she's like, oh, I got a letter from you. Oh, you were just busy. Here she says, there is no escape for me now. I know the director knows I know this. In turn, he knows I know he knows. These pages are my only flight. At least they escape. When they murder me, how will you feel? Jeez. Then she comes to this part where she says, use the first letter of every word to build subsequent phrases and words and phrases. So then you have to take every single word from every single letter. I don't know if you can see the highlighted, and make a new message. And this, by the way, is just like random, it's nonsensical. Tell hope everything you hear and value, every fine outward understanding near day at windows, and you're told over by, and on and on and on. So I'm actually going to Google, do you guys have the message saved? Because I don't know where I wrote mine, but I'm sure I can find it. House of Leaves, Johnny's mother's... Oh, fudge. Hold on. I gotta find the... Yeah. Can you link it to me? That would be super nice. I'm gonna change my battery really quick. Oh, buddy, what are you doing? Okay, it should turn on in a second. Woo. Oh, wait. No, sorry, I found it. I did have it. Okay, so this is what, according to Reddit, this is the, I don't have the paper where I wrote the thing down, but this is what Reddit says that the secret code is. It says, Dearest Johnny, they have found a way to break me. Rape a 56-year-old bag of bones. There is no worse, and don't believe otherwise. The attendants do it, others do it, not every day, not every week, maybe not every month, but they do it. Someone I don't know always comes when it's dark, late. I've learned not to scream. Screaming gave me hope, and unanswered hope is shattered hope. Think of your... I don't know what this means. Think of your Haitian? It is far saner to choose rape than shatter hope, so I submit and I drift. I let caprice? That's probably not how you pronounce that. And a certain degree of free association take me away. Sometimes I'm still away long after it's gone, after he's gone, the stranger, the attendant, the custodian, the janitor, cleaning man, waiting man, dirty man, that night tidying up after him. I'm in hell giving it to heaven, where I sometimes think of your beautiful father with his dreamy wings, and only then do I allow myself to cry. Not because your mother was raped again, but because she loves so... Ooh, probably should have given you guys a warning on what we were going to read, sorry. Not because, but because she loved so much, which she could never have been allowed to keep. Such a silly girl. You must save me, Johnny, in the name of your father. I must escape this place or I will die. There are also a couple of... Okay, and then so that's the message. And then it says there are also a couple of hidden phrases within the capital letters of the words. A face in the clouds, no trace in the crowd. And I think this references, if I'm not mistaken, to the Poe album. So I also was thinking, like, it would be cool if we could have a listening party to the Poe album after we finish the book. But I don't know how we would do that unless it was on Patreon, because I can't obviously play copywritten music on YouTube. So I don't know how to do that, but I think that would be really cool, kind of like ending of the book where we could listen to the CD together and interpret the words and stuff. But I don't know. If you guys have any ideas on how we could do that, let me know. Okay, remember this is entire tie to Achilles, as she wanted to dip Johnny twice in the river of Styx to protect him. Yes. Gotcha. Okay. Yes, I do remember her saying that. So, this is the first time Pelifino wanted to carry Johnny down to the underworld in order to protect him from suffering. Oh man, that's so interesting too to think about. Gosh. So I don't know. We have this here, right? And this is like a horrific event that is supposedly happening to her, right? She says there's a janitor, a cleaning man, a man that comes into her cell at night. And we're like, wow, that's messed up. Oh, there's also one point where she says, please respond to my August letters, but there aren't any letters written in August. So you're like, are these people messing with her? Are they doing horrible things with her? Are they stopping her letters from being sent out? Or is she forgetting large chunks? Like, what's more likely? You know, that Johnny came and she didn't remember her visiting, or that they made someone look like her and sound like her to play her to Johnny, you know? So then we have that horrible experience, and this is where the letters get a little funky. I'm not sure if you guys can even see, but this is where the letters start to turn a little unruly. I don't know if you can even tell, but there's text that's written on top of each other. I think maybe my camera is too late. I don't know if you can see the text. Her words become a little bit more, what's the word? I don't know. Probably more, well, less like straightforward. Less like, hey, how are things going? She says, I live at the end of some interminable corridor, which the lucky damned can call hell, but which the much luckier atheist and your mother heads up that bunch must simply get used to calling home. Okay, so this felt more like the delusion brought on from not taking medication. Yeah, okay. So that was a thought that I had as well. Oh, okay, it's a reference to the story on page 104 that Johnny told his mother. Okay, let me write that down. I'm going to take a look at that. 104 and 608. Thank you very much. See, this is why I wanted to read this together, because you need an army of people to figure this out. So yeah, I kind of felt the same way but there's different ways you can interpret this, right? Like maybe what she told you in that last chapter happened, and that's why she's kind of losing it again. Or maybe it's her lack of medication, or maybe it's this new director, which, we come to find out. But then we have here, we have the word new director. The word new, specifically the letter E, has a blue X on it. Dude, why? Why? Okay, the only blue that I found in this text, well, I guess not the only blue, because we do have that one chapter. We do have this chapter where there's a square of blue, but that also represents the house. So far throughout this book, the only blue that I can think of that we've seen is the word house or something associated with house. So why is there a blue X on the E? 625. Blue X. I don't know. I don't freaking know. Blue X on the E. Why specifically the E? Why a blue X? This is what I do when I read the book. I just sit and contemplate my existence. I'm like, what does this mean? I don't know. I don't freaking know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Any idea at all? So anyway, she said she can't leave her bed. The new director. The ripe earth yawns daily to swallow me. Love's love is her blackest season. And then... Okay, cool. So you felt the same way, that she was just becoming more and more paranoid and kind of losing it because of her lack of medication. Then we have this crazy... Sorry, I don't mean crazy in a derogatory term, but this statement where she says, I never meant to burn you. I never meant to mark you. And this is the first time that we're like, whoa, wait, what? Because before that, we haven't heard of any sort of physical abuse. I'm going to hold this up one more time just so you can see. I'm not sure if you'll be able to, but if you can see kind of the extent of how the letters become. Yeah, it's not clear, is it? Yeah, you can't see that. Okay, my apologies. But she just wrote, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, all over each other. You can't see anything. Johnny's letters completely changed what I thought happened. It's hard to reread this without knowing. Ah, interesting. Very interesting. Well, maybe that is a mystery that we will solve, hopefully, the more we read. Did I already say that? Okay, yes, I did. Okay. We also have this mention of a Spanish doll, and from what other people have stated, because I did not pick up on this, there is some sort of link between Johnny's mother stating she's a Spanish doll and Daisy, Navi's daughter, having a Spanish doll. There's also some theme of golden red as well that I didn't pick up on. So that's what I'm saying. There's more connection here than it seems like just Johnny, which is so interesting. Like, what if someone had said, what if Johnny's mother was Daisy as a little girl or something? Ew, that freaked me out. I don't know. I don't think that that's the accepted thought, but it is an interesting, there is some sort of connection there that I'm not 100% certain on, between Daisy and the mom. Oh, that would be so crazy. No, it can't be, right? No, it can't be. I think that was just somebody's. 628. Dear. Oh, okay. Or free us with a glance is a pun on Orpheus. You ride a sea with dance is a pun. Oh my gosh, see? There is probably so much in here. This book is wild. Dear Dead. my gosh, I didn't even realize it said Dear Dead. I'm so stupid. I did not see that at all. Dear Dead. Wow. Damn. You ride with the sea. You ride a sea with dance. And I'm sure if we went back and read each of these stories that it would add even more to the story, you know? But who's time for that? This has already taken a year to read. But I'm excited for the second round. I mean, it's going to take me a few years to get to this book again, but I'm really excited to pick this up again and kind of have an idea of where I'm going and spend more time with the text, because as it is now, I feel like I'm spending so much time this is me after reading the book. I'm like, what does this mean? Why is this here? What does this represent? For an hour. Okay, thank you so much for telling me that. Orpheus was allowed to go rescue. And doesn't she talk about that a lot? About not looking to the past, but just kind of looking to the future? And also, that even makes sense, too, because she keeps referencing that, like, let's not dwell on the past. And then we find out what she did in the past, and we're like, yeah, no wonder why you don't want to. On this next page, 629, she says, "Oh, my child, my dear solitary boy, who abuses his mother with his silence, who mocks her with his insupportable absence." Yeah. For wanting to protect you from the pain of the living. Oh, okay, so this is another pretty big paragraph in here. So she says that to him, and then she is talking about what happened when he was little. She says, "I kissed your cheeks and your head, and after a while put my hands around your throat. How red your face got then, even as your tiny and oh so delicate hands stayed clamped around my wrists. But you did not struggle the way I anticipated. You probably understood that what I was doing for you. You were probably grateful. Yes, you were grateful." And then she says, "But it was love just the same, Johnny. Believe me for that. Should I be ashamed for wanting to protect you from the pain of the living, from the pain of loving?" God damn. So we find that this is the reason why she entered the Institute. I think he was a young boy. Do we know the age? 7? You were 7. It was the last time I saw you again. I thought he was younger than that, but I guess. Yeah. So anyway, she tries to off him when he is a little boy, which is the reason why she ends up in here. I also don't know what this means, but I'm sure this has more meaning. The papers all say that Johnny is truant and his mother's reportedly ruined. He's gone to the wind. God knows how he sinned, because in Latin he's practically fluent. What the fuck does that mean? I have no idea. And then she has this letter which says Johnny, 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 Johnny. And then we have this kind of sort of nonsensical word vomit too, which maybe is another code. I don't know. Okay, then we have a little bit of a moment of clarity from his dear old mommy. She says, "What a terrible sleep and dream I've been roused from. There are so many pieces to make sense of. The doctors all warned me to just put aside the last 2 years. It's a shambles. Seems I'm better off." Okay, whatever. Then she says, "I tend to believe all this because I have come to realize, as you probably realized when you came here, that the new director is in fact none other than the old director." So now we're like, wait, can we believe anything that's happening here? Like, what is going on? So it's so hard. Like, you want to believe her story and you feel for her and you like, this is a terrible situation, but also we have no idea. We have no idea what's going on. She's saying that she realizes that it was just psychosis and she just wants to move on. Will you ever forgive me? As always, all my love. And then we go back to mommy. Isn't this so interesting? What the fuck? And then someone else brought up a good point, and they said, what if the attacks, because this I think was brought up around the time that we learned about Johnny's attack when he's in the tattoo studio. And it says, what if his attacks he's experiencing are actually flashbacks from his mom? Because it's similar, like, he can't breathe kind of thing. So this gives you a whole different perspective of even Johnny's job as a narrator for us. It makes us question everything. And maybe his trauma feeds in more to the story than we thought it did, or that we had knowledge of before. Guys, this is crazy. And then at the end, we get a message from the director who says, hey, your mom's not doing well. We get a few more letters from her. She's like, hey, can you get me some luggage? Because I'd really like to leave, and I can't leave unless I have something to pack my stuff in. And then she says, okay, you're writing me letters back, but why are you not? And then we go back to Pete too. So interesting. The way she signs the letter is also kind of representative of her mental state as well. Wow. Anyways, so then she's like, writes him letters saying, I could have left. Oh yeah, she says here, as it is, I'm fairly annoyed. The director left today, and I was informed that if I had been packed, I could have left with him. And she's blaming Johnny for not bringing her a suitcase. And then we get this last letter, which says, I'm so sorry, but your mother took her own life at the age of 59. We also have this, which I thought was really interesting. Hold on, is this the same? Okay, so all yours, the director. So at first the name is revoked. At your request in your visit, I am writing now to inform you that your mother's condition is on the decline. Also, I wish to remind you that I am retiring at the end of March. Dr. David Drains will be taking my place. So that's the first letter. When we have the letter from this Dr. Drains, we have this like SIC in the, are these called parentheses if they're square? I don't remember. But it's there to indicate that whatever's written that's misspelled was a misspelling on the original text and not a mistake in the print. So it's stating here that not only is this director being like, hey, sorry, your mom died, my bad. You can pay us $3,000 to give her a casket, blah, blah, blah. But he also misspells her name. So then I'm thinking like, was this some sort of like premonition that this new director was going to take over and then suddenly, you know what I'm saying? Who sometimes signs her name as P, is the same initial. Who's the witch who gave birth to the Minotaur? Oh, interesting. This is my favorite book. Glad you're reading it. It's crazy. And of course, Johnny is lost in the maze and spiraling 100%. Maybe that's why the word new had the X over it. Still not sure why it's blue. I don't know, man. So what do you guys think of his mother's letters? Because there is some weird... That is very strange to say, like, this new director is taking over. he's doing this to me, he's doing that to me, talking about this rape and this and that, and then all of a sudden a new director takes over and she dies. So you're like, is she unreliable? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, certainly she's not in her right mind at some of this time, but the question is why? What's happening to her in there, you know? I don't know, man. This is nuts. Let me see if there's any theories. Significance to the X in the September 24th, 1987. Oh, and someone else stated, which I did not pick up on, that the name of shit, I didn't write it down. Did I write it down? I did not write it down. Damn. That the name of the place is a, what's it called? Anagram? Is that the right word? Anagram is a word or phrase by arranging the letters. Yeah. It's an anagram for whose tale? Huh. I believe her, and she was just... Then I was wondering if Johnny was real at all. And the things happened, I changed my mind to something else again. Oh, God. Yeah. Okay, let's see what this person says. It crosses out the E in the new director. I cannot for the life of me figure out the relation to the word house here. So the color significantly is what throws me off. Yeah, okay. Also feels like making the X red would make more sense. Let's see. Not sure about the blue house connection here, but in addition to seeing an X as a cross out negation of the E, perhaps we can consider the Greek X as CHI and the literary technique. Dude, I don't know what the fuck this means. For example, Byron's pleasure is a sin, and sometimes pleasure is a sin, or Shakespeare's fair is foul and foul is fair. So here, perhaps we read the new director X, the director knew, or the director knew, KNEW, is a mixing of homophones. Or it could be a conceptual one where the new director X the old director, which actually gets back to the negation or the inversion of the X mark, as it is revealed in a later letter that in this case the new director is actually the old director. As to the house blue of the X, I'm presently at a loss. It's not an X. Okay, that's what they said. It's the same thing. CHI. Oh, it's not that either. The proportions are wrong. It is, in fact, page 582's ground to error code for unable to proceed. Motherfucker. I hadn't even considered that. 582. It's before this. Wait, I don't see that. What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Unable to proceed. So many questions, so many questions. Doesn't exactly look like that either, though. But that for sure could be it, because those plain codes have been all over this book. These symbols show up all over the place, occasionally in blue ink, which is Johnny's color. If you're far enough along in the book to know about his father, that should help make sense. I just got to this part of the book, going there to page 72. All I know or think I know about his father is that he was a pilot and is dead. Would you happen to remember if there's more I should know about at this point. Okay, so I think that's all we do learn about his father, which means that I think his father did die in a plane crash. And if we are to believe his mother, potentially it was on purpose. Okay, page 632. Kind of looks like a flame. Ouch, if the shape... Oh, my foot is so asleep. Of the following page is supposed to be a torch. If so, cue metaphors. Word spirit, yeah. Who knows what's really happening? Maybe Johnny did exist, but she was successful in killing him when he was young. And everything that we think was from adult him is a split personality of hers. Oh, shit. Would that mean the entire story is made up? And if so, in the story, does that mean that she is Daisy? Like in some way, you know? Ew. Don't like that. The blue is someone is going through and editing the text, trying to correct and uncover the story to help the reader. I'm not going to say who someone is, though. Damn. Maybe she's just writing to herself all along, and the times where she's expecting his reply is moments where his personality is not in the forefront of her mind. Ew, I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Ew, I don't like that at all. Dude, how did this writer write this? I don't understand. Someone said it took him like a decade to write, which makes sense, but like, dude, how? Every single page means something. Every single page has a deeper meaning. And like you were saying, the way that the words are on the page, to the quotes in them, to the references and stories, there's so much on every single page. If Johnny didn't exist, so Nat, if Johnny didn't exist, hypothetically, is his mom making up this story of the house and it's just a metaphor for her life? Potentially, or... That means, or is every character in the story made up and none of it real? I don't know. Ew. I don't like that. Freaked me out. I changed my mind on this no less than 3 times, but I ended up on Johnny existing. Okay. Oh, gosh. I mean, I would like to hope that he exists, only because I've grown to know him in some capacity as a narrator. At one point, I even thought the author was Johnny. Man. Maybe Zampano, or whatever his name is a fellow patient in the Institute. Oh, shit. Nat! You're freaking me out. I don't like any of this. But then there's also an editor who's putting this stuff together. There's also an editor who's gathering these notes, who's gathering everything. We don't know who that editor is. Right? So... I'm tripping out, guys. I'm tripping out. Oh, great. Where's my freaking... Shut up. My Aura ring. It's like, I think it's time to stretch your legs. Maybe get up for a minute, you lazy piece of crap. Oh my gosh. Group delusion, and the editor is the psychiatrist. Ew! Gosh. Man, then the house would take on like a whole different meaning. Problem is, both Zampano and Johnny are unreliable. Everyone's an unreliable. Nobody makes sense in the story. Yeah, and we're so far removed from those characters anyway. Zampano, because he's dead, and we're only seeing him represented through this like pretentiously written text, and Johnny because he's losing his mind and or doesn't exist. Man, I don't know, guys. I'm stressed. You guys stress me out. What would you guys like to read up to next time for our next discussion? I feel like Johnny mostly interrupts the story to tell a horny story. That is so true. Yeah. Yep, that's very true. Either about killing dogs or sleeping with someone or some scary experience he had. Yep, that is very true. Yes, he seems very much like a character in himself. So where I am at now, my theory is that Johnny does exist and that his mother was in an institute, and his descent into madness, potentially partly from the text, potentially genetic, potentially from all the drugs he's doing. Who knows? Who freaking knows? Any other comments on the letters? I'm gonna text Brian and see if he wants to get boba. I feel like today is a boba day. I slept 5 hours last night. I'm feeling great. I deserve a boba. Right, Nat? Right? I should get a boba, Nat? I haven't had one in a week. I'm fiending. I think that what is real or not does not matter at all. It's the best way to go crazy trying to make sense of it all. Such a good point. Yeah, because at the end, I guess it doesn't really matter how we interpret it. It's that we're literally in the same place of this character, whether it's the mom, whether we're with someone else at the institution, the psychiatrist, whether it's Johnny, whether it's Zampano or whatever, however you pronounce his name. We are in that seat, losing our minds right along there with them. That's a great point. Every day is a boba day. Both mother and son are on drugs and insane. No one knows what we are doing here. Yeah. Yeah, we're all lost. It's just a metaphor for life. We're all lost. No one knows what the hell we're doing. Man, now I'm looking at this. I'm like, this next chapter, there's RZZZZZ everywhere. What the hell does that mean? What the heck is going on? Oh, and then we get Tom's version. Cool. Okay, this next chapter is going to be very interesting. Okay, so what do you guys want to read and discuss next time? Okay, so we read the letters. We have this stuff. Have you guys read these poems? So here's the thing. It will reference the poems and it'll say, check B, the Pelican poems. But I'm like, do I read all of them? Does it reference them later on? Do I come back to these poems? I don't know. So I just mark them as read, but I haven't read them yet. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to, or if that's another weird thing about this book, is because I feel like just as the house changes, the way that you read the book changes based on what part you read first. Well, that was kind of my point, was like, if it just references these poems once and I read them all in one go, I'm going to have no idea what relation they have to the text. But if there's separate mentionings of them and then I know which poem directly relates to what's stated, then I feel like I would know, then I would have a better understanding of them. But if I'm just reading a bunch of poems, I'm not going to freaking know. Unless, like, with Johnny's mom, there were some poems in here. Maybe that's part of it. She references some like old sailor poems or some shit. I didn't even write what it is. So maybe that's in there. I don't know. But whatever, I'll read them if we're not supposed to go back and forth. And also, why are they called pelicans? I don't know. Too much to think. My brain just fries every time I try to read this. Oh, fallen from the tree, lost in a rustling of leaves. That's also interesting. It's the uncanny feeling, the sense of loss and nightmare-ish telling that matter in the end, I think, and how you as a reader interact with the book, both a story and as an object. Yeah, that's so freaking interesting, man. I'm really enjoying this. I did not expect it to be more than just a read. I didn't expect this to be a whole experience. I didn't expect to be deciphering things. Taking, like, one night I asked Brian on one of the chapters, the writing's like backwards. I'm like, hey, can you take a picture of this in the mirror so I can read this? He's like, what the hell are you reading? I'm like, I don't know. It's such a wild... It's an experience. It's not even a book. It's an experience. Also, I think this was mentioned to read. I don't even know. Bits? Like, when do we read these bits? I have no idea. Presumably original indicates an entry written in Zampano's own writing, while A, B, and C, etc. indicate entries written by someone else. Have I already read this? I don't know. I don't remember. And, like, what are these? August 4th, May 2nd. I don't understand. Do these... No, these wouldn't correspond to the letters, right? Because... this is 1991 all the way to 96, so I don't know what the hell this is actually. I'm like, whose ramblings are these? We don't even flippin' know. Bits and pieces. I took my morning walk, I took my evening walk, I ate something, I thought about something, I wrote something, I napped and dreamt something too, and with all that something, I still have nothing because so much of some things has always been and always will be you. I miss you. What the fuck does that mean? No idea. What about these photographs? What the hell are these? No idea. I guess at the end, I'll go through the last part of this and see if I can make sense of anything, if it's not referenced again. I don't know. No, yeah, well, because every time I've gone to pick up this book, I'm like, how am I going to get through this? I've heard that it was intricate, and so I'm like, well, if we read it together and we get stuck, we can kind of work things out. But it's interesting just hearing other people's perspective on things, because, I mean, even with that thing, like, you guys thought it was blood dripping out, I thought it was a bullet ricocheting. We get to see different perspectives of the same text, which I guess is why I like book club anyways. So I'm glad for any book club that we do, but especially for this one because it's such an intricate text. Maybe we can do chapters 11 and 12 for next time. Chapter 11 seems text heavy, but not too bad. And chapter 12 looks sparse again from the pretty large footnotes from Johnny. Okay, let's see. So that would mean if we did that, 11 and 12. So 12 would bring us to... See, my issue is I keep going, oh, that's not that much to read, and I procrastinate, and then I start reading it, and I go, oh shit, I have to decipher this entire letter, or I have to go read 60 pages of notes that I didn't expect. So I have to stop procrastinating while reading this. Okay, so that would mean page 246 to 313, which is 67 pages. I guess it doesn't matter if we don't finish by December. We can go till January or whatever. But I think I think you're right. If we did that next chapter, I think that would be a lot. So I think 2 chapters would be good because this next Holloway chapter looks intense. So I think we were reading about 80 pages, but I already fucked it up last month anyway, so. Yeah. Oh, no, 2 is fine. I was just thinking because we were trying to do 80 pages, I think a month, which would put us at the December deadline, but I think I already messed it up last month anyways because I pushed this one back. So it doesn't really matter. We'll probably go past December, but also like we're not on a timeline, so who actually cares? So yeah, I think that's perfect. We'll do chapter 11 and 12. And so if that's 67 pages, we'll say we'll meet in about a month. So that's only like 2 or 3 pages per day, which isn't bad. I can do that. But then sometimes you get sucked in and it's been 3 hours and you're like, where am I? What is the meaning of life? I have heard people, I think it was on Patreon or was it on our last book club? Someone was saying that they couldn't put it down once they got near the end. So yeah, that's the update on House of Leaves. I am more confused than ever, but also excited to continue to read and be sucked into madness right along with the characters. Okay, what is happening? Am I crazy? This is too big to fit in this hole. This does not fit here. Okay, I'm not stupid. This is not right. Yeah, there's no way this is gonna fit. Okay, I think this bookshelf is not functioning properly. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I'm seeing. I'm seeing what you're saying. I can't believe we're like halfway done with the book. Guys, give yourself a hand. We're halfway done with this monstrosity. I'm pretty sure. Nearly about halfway done, I think. We're killing it. Yeah, a specific book, Richard, or just anything? So cool. This is so cool. I am having a blast reading this. So thank you for those of you who are reading along with me or giving your insights or whatever. I also love that this says this is not for you. That's also interesting too. And I'm sure has deeper meaning. I mean, I can Um, yeah, I just never know. The problem with that is I just never know what I want to read until that exact moment that I'm picking up another book. Like, I wanted to read a different book this time, and I realized I have only read one horror book this entire month. That is not normal for me. I've read thrillers and just like fiction books all month long. So then yesterday or the day before, whenever, I'm like, okay, I gotta pick up a horror book because this is crazy. Yeah. The only other horror book I read this month was When the Wolves Come Home. Oh, are you guys excited for the book club book? The what's it called? Winding Staircase, some shit. The Staircase in the Woods by Chuck Wendig. Still need to read The Exorcist, like the one that the movie's based off, the Peter Blady one. Have you bought any new horror recently? I think the only horror book that I've bought recently is that Slewfoot book. I bought A Cozy Mystery yesterday. But I have a book haul that's just sitting here. I will film it, I think, this week. So hopefully that'll be up. But most of them I think are thrillers actually. Or just fiction books. I think Slewfoot's like one of the only horror books that I got. But yeah, I haven't really been. I've been trying not to buy that many books because I know some new ones are coming out soon that I'm very excited about. Oh, hello. Yes, yes. You end up with a headache and an existential crisis after reading. Yes. That's why I had to push this back, is because out of like 10 days last week, I mean, I had a ton of appointments and stuff. And then out of 10 days, I think I had a headache for 4 or 5 of the days. I'm like, there's no way I can read House of Leaves when I have a headache. You have to be so focused. No way. So that's why I got pushed back. What are you doing, kitty? What do you think? Do you enjoy the book? Oh, she likes it. Cute. Cute. Why are you being so sweet now? Oh my god, she's so cute. Let's see if you can hear her purring. Oh, she stopped purring. Oh, no. No, you probably can't hear. She's a very quiet purr. She doesn't purr very often. The book club book only came out in April, so I'm struggling. No, to rent it from the library. Oh no, Richard, I'm so sorry. I really thought it was an older book. I really thought it was an older book. I had no idea that. Is it really from this year? Or I guess maybe for you guys. Dang, I was really hoping. Ow, Dells. It was an old. We gotta stop reading. Oh shit, it did come out this year. We gotta stop reading books from this year. Okay. Next 2 book clubs will be older books. I apologize. I have been trying to not have all of the books be brand new books so that everyone doesn't have to go out and buy a brand new book every single month, you know? But I also understand that those are the books that people are more excited to read because they're new books and everyone wants to read them. So it's a hard balance, but we have read a lot of books that came out this year. That sucks. I apologize. Yeah, it's hard because buying books is so fun. And it's so fun to just go and look at them. Then all these new ones come out. So then you want to buy the new ones. And then you have these authors that you like. So you want to go read their older books that you haven't read. But then, yeah, totally. I have a million books that I could probably not buy a book for the next 2 years and have enough books to read. So I feel you, but it's so hard. It's so hard. I was hoping for Phil. Oh, yeah, we can buddy read that one if you want to read that one. Oh, thanks for coming and thanks for giving us your ideas on the book. Super appreciate it. I just didn't think I had no idea it came out this year. I don't know why. I've seen this one around and I really thought it was an older book. But yeah, you're right. April 29th, 2025. How did I not realize that? I also never know if we should pick a category because I was thinking it would be fun if we had categories of books, kind of like how we do movie nights on Patreon with the wheel. We could do like cosmic horror, sci-fi, summer horror books, Halloween books, whatever it is, and then spin the wheel for book club 2. Or we could just pick whatever. I don't know. Okay, cool. I'll let you know when I am gonna pick that guy up. It might be a minute, but but I will try to get to it soon. Um, yeah, that'll probably be separate. So that could just be for Patreon. I don't know. Maybe it's better to keep it just open for whatever, but then I feel like that's why we get a lot of brand new books in because it's just like whatever anybody wants to read, you know? Guys, does anybody in here play Township? Why does nobody play Township? It's so fun. I have no friends on my farm. I'm a lonely farmer. Dells, Morella, Morella, ma'am. This cat, I swear, she's nuts. She's absolutely nuts. Morella. I've just been farming my little heart out. Do you guys want to see my farm? This is what it looks like. Hold on, I have to wait a second. Okay, yeah, this is my farm. And you just make stuff. And then I have animals, and then here are all my houses. It's kind of a mess right now, okay? I'm upgrading my town, so everything's kind of thrown together. But this is where I spend all of my free time. Oh my gosh, could you imagine a book club read? Oh, giving you guys my credit card information on accident. Could you imagine a Chuck Tingle book club? That would be so funny. So, what did you think that he meant by I have no butt, but I must pound? Yeah, and it's hard too because I feel like horror is always going to be the one that's voted for. So if we have something like a sci-fi book or filth or whatever, people are going to be more inclined to pick like the traditional horror books than they are the sci-fi books. So I don't know if those will ever get chosen. But that way if we had like a category of sci-fi, you know what I mean? That's what my thought was, but It's fun. Oh, everyone download Township. If we get to level 19, you can like help each other out and stuff, and you can join a um what's it called? It's like a co-op or something. Yeah, you can join a co-op. So I made this co-op and I don't know anybody who plays except for my aunt, and she already has her own co-op. So I made a co-op and some guy or girl, I don't know, joined my co-op, and I'm like, I have someone in my co-op, and then they ditched me and they joined another co-op. So now it's just me by my lonely farmer self. Isn't that so rude? No, I don't ever play games. I don't know why farming is the only thing that I enjoy, but well, also we can do it in that moment. Like you guys can all give categories and then we can go based on there, you know? And that way each month is different, so we don't even have to keep the same categories. Or I can ask on Instagram different categories, and that would give us like a bigger range than just like the people that show up for book club or whatever you guys want. This is where Township will be your future video sponsor. Psh, I wish. I'll talk about it for free. It's so fun. I spend way too much time. Also, there are these little people that walk around, and if you tap on them, they wave at you. Oh, I don't know why. This just provides me with so much joy. I can't even express to you how much I enjoy farming. There's little cop cars that drive around, and then you can like decorate your town however you want. I don't know. I always send my aunt, you can send gifts, so I always send my aunt gifts. It's stupid. I don't know why I love it so much, but I was thinking more just like cosmic horror, sci fi, and it could even be sci fi horror, body horror, like even subcategories of horror. Yeah, yeah, gory horror, whatever. But honestly, it's up to you guys. And we can discuss it next book club and see what everybody wants. And we can just play it by ear too. I could also get ideas from Patreon for the categories if that's the route you want to take. It seems like some people want categories and then some people like just suggesting whatever. So, no, you can't kill anyone. It's just a fun game. There's no death that I know of. You can blow up the mine, but it doesn't kill anybody. Oh, thank you. I need to get them done. This one broke, and this one broke, and this one broke. But it is very summer. Thank you. Yeah, next movie nights will be a little bit less intense than this one. You guys picked some messed up movies for me to watch. Holy crap. That Dumplings movie was still, I think, I honestly can't think of a movie that grossed me out more than that Dumplings movie. That movie messed me up. Bro. Brian, I can hear Brian playing a game. I'm like, you want to get boba? Hello? Let's get boba. Hello? So hopefully next movie nights we get a tiny break from the gross. No, I didn't I have a dream about it? Oh, I was gonna tell you guys that I did have some dream related to it, but it wasn't like I was eating dumplings or anything, like the dumplings in the movie, but it was something to do with a movie. Now I can't remember what it was. But yeah, I always have dreams related to the movies we watch, especially if I nap right after. Because you guys always watch the noon movies, which it's just, you guys know I have my trouble sleeping. So I always nap after those ones. And then, yeah, I have some questionable dreams. But Man, I wish I had wrote in Patreon. I was gonna write what my dream was about. I can't remember now. Dang it. Oh, my dreams are so weird. So very strange. But yeah, we'll just talk about it next book club, and we'll see what everybody wants to read. Oh, interesting. Please don't judge the author on the single book. I've read four. Okay, so this is from Patreon. I've read 4 of his other stories that were written very differently. I never would have guessed that he wrote this. So this is for the book club pick. And then someone else says, I agree, this isn't his best work. Interesting. I was going to say, it doesn't have the best ratings, this book, a 3.6. It's not, you know, crazy high. It says, while on a camping trip, 5 high schoolers, bound by an oath. Am I going to hiccup again? No. Okay. Bound by an oath to always protect one another, discover something in the middle of a forest, a mysterious staircase to nowhere. One friend climbs up but does not come back. Then the staircase disappears. 20 years later, it reappears, and the friends return to find the lost boy and what lies beyond the staircase. It seems like the reviews are quite mixed. Some people are like, super fun, terrifying, gripping, nostalgic. DNF, 4.5 stars. I'm at a loss here. So it seems like this has pretty mixed reviews, so maybe it'll be an interesting discussion. I don't know. I mean, they always are. Yeah, for the movie night, yeah, there's been quite a few on the actual, not on Discord, but on the Patreon. There's like a ton of them, probably like 15 or 20 movies. So excited for that. That'll be fun. You know what? I think I'm gonna put in. I always feel guilty putting in like my book suggestions for book club or movie suggestions for movie nights or whatever, because it's, it's for you guys. So I mean, it's for all of us. You get what I'm saying though. So I always feel bad, like I'm the one that picked When the Wolves Come Home. So sometimes I feel bad when I do that, but I really want to put in Lake Placid. I'm dying to watch Lake Placid. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, it was nice hanging out. Yeah. That's usually how they are. They're kind of related to the movie, but then not really. No. White Knight. I have not, nor do I own this book. Oh, it's a short story. Should I read this one? I can see if it's on Kindle Unlimited because it seems like it might be. For anyone hesitant about reading White Knights. I read and hated White Knights. Isn't that so funny how every book has people who love it and then people who can't stand it? And it's 99 cents. That's not too bad. Is that a good one, White Knight? Oh, there's a movie on it. Is it like one of your favorites from him, or... I haven't seen Lake Placid in years. Me either. Okay, I'm definitely putting Lake Placid. You haven't seen it, Richard? Oh man, it's such a nostalgic. Yes, Betty White. Oh yeah. She's here with us today. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. Welcome to your very first live. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks all of you for taking time out of your day to hang out with me. Do you guys have any plans for the rest of your Sunday? Those of you in the US, and then I'm pretty sure those of you in the UK and over there, it's pretty late where you are. I think it's probably like, are you 8 or 9 hours ahead? I can't remember. It's probably like 10 or 11 over there. Just a one-sided love story. Oh wait, just one-sided love. I'll have to read it. You know, I have so many books from him, and surprisingly in college, I don't think that we read a thing from him. Not that I can remember. Isn't that bizarre? I mean, I was an English major, that's why I'm saying that. It wouldn't be bizarre if I was like a architecture major and we were reading him, but oh, 10:38. Yeah, it's getting kind of late, getting kind of late. So I'm assuming those of you in the UK probably you're just sleeping. Oh, okay. So somebody recommended a used book website to me, and I found it on there, and it was only a few dollars. But with shipping, I'm like, I might as well buy it new. So I found it on Amazon for like $10. It's in my cart. I haven't bought it yet, but I was waiting to see if my used bookstore was going to open again. Remember how I told you it shut? But I think it's going to be, yeah, I think it's going to be a while before they reopen again, which is a bummer. So I think I'm probably just going to Amazon it. Oh my gosh, 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Whoa, you're watching from India? That's crazy. Dang. Isn't that crazy that we can just all log on from different parts of the world and talk about horror books? Oh no. Wait, so you have to go to work or you're working currently? Does anybody else have any plans today? I did want to go to the beach, but I'm too tired. I don't want to do anything. I think I'm just reading. That's why I started that clown book because I thought it would be a good beach read. But I'm too tired. I have not been sleeping well. Someone told me to take a magnesium supplement to help me sleep, and it just keeps me wide awake. I don't know why. Nothing will help me sleep ever. So I have not been sleeping well this week. Sorry. Sorry about that. Hit you. Yeah, so the only thing, it's the shipping, and it would be worth it if I found a seller where there were like a few books from them that I wanted. Because I found a used copy for like $3. And yeah, so the other website had a used copy for $3. I also want the cover that I had before. And, oh, Year's Best Hardcore Horror Volume 1. Interesting. So it was like $3. I'm like, oh, not bad. And then the shipping's like $4.99. So altogether, it's close to $10. The one on Amazon, I think, is $10, brand new. So I'm like, whatever, I'll just buy it from Amazon. I know it's bad, but sometimes people leave me comments. They're like, don't buy books from Amazon. I'm like, sometimes it's just, especially if I've had the book 10 times before. You know? Like, I have bought repeatedly Chuck Palahniuk books over the years because I've been reading it since I was a kid, since I was a teen. Yeah, it's $10.59 on Amazon. I'm just gonna buy it on Amazon. And I'm gonna have to buy that Staircase in the Woods book also, and hardcover. I didn't realize it was a new book. Darn. But yeah, I'm just going to get it from Amazon. Hello? I can't believe that this one came ruined. Anyways, do I buy more of these for our next book clubs? Do I just buy one for every... I really want Goosebumps. I really want a Goosebumps one. No. Ooh. No. Oh, wait, is this the new one? No, this is from last year. No, I haven't read this one actually. And I think he has a book this year too. Maybe not. Oh no, maybe that was the last one that came out. I should get that one though. I could have sworn he had one this year. But yeah, I guess October 8th, 2024. I don't know. And it's stupid that I'm so obsessed with reading Lullaby because I have 10 of his other books. I don't know why that is the only one that I want to read. Yeah, I'm never going to stop. I always go, oh, I'll stop. And then, no, I'm never going to stop buying books. It just is what it is. We haven't read any for book club, but I have read Maggie's Grave, and I have read... What's the one that I just read from him? Oh, Summer of Monsters. And I think I have the horror on Kindle Unlimited, but I haven't read that one yet. No, I don't only read horror. Actually, this month I only read... This is my second horror book only. I should. I do. I need... How cute does this look? Look at all the teeny tiny books. I want the little Goosebumps ones. They're going to be so cute here. Yeah, I'm going to buy more of them. Yeah. But they're not novels, right? The sequel to the movie Fight Club. Wait, book. Yeah, it's a graphic novel, so it's not a book. Or I enjoyed Fight Club 2, though it was a little too meta. Or maybe that's... No, yeah, Fight Club 2 graphic novel. That's what it says. I don't know. I haven't read many graphic novel books, although somebody did send me this very cool one. Actually, let me show it to you really quick. Oh, okay, sometimes it freezes. 1 second. I have a huge pile of books that people have sent me sitting over here, and I try to get through them, but there's just so many. But they sent me this Frankenstein one, which is so cool. It's by Junji Ito? Is that how you pronounce it? And it looks like these. I would like to get... Oh, you know what? I will read this in October. This seems like a good October read. Cool, huh? So this will be kind of like my intro into... Actually, I don't know. Is that considered a graphic novel or is it considered a manga? I don't know what the difference is. But... Anyways, my plan for today, I am going to convince my husband to stop playing video games so that we can go get a boba. I guess I don't need him. I guess I can get it myself. Yeah, manga. Yeah. And then I'm going to read some more about clowns murdering people. I'll let you know how that book goes. So far... Only one person has died, actually, so we'll see. Hopefully it picks up from there. from Hell. I also have these cool, they're more like comic books, these Hellraiser ones. It's a graphic novel that closely follows the mystery and intrigue surrounding Jack the Ripper. Oh, that does sound quite intriguing. I'm sure the pictures in there are highly disturbing. I am intrigued. I might have to pick that up. I'll see how I like it. I think that's a good October read. I'm already planning for October. But anyways, yeah, I think I'm gonna go get a boba. I feel like I want a boba. Maybe something else too. Maybe another little treat. I can't think of what, but I don't know. I would say graphic novel. Still suggest the Courtyard and Province. If you want more graphic novelish material to read. Okay, cool. Yeah, several murders, more like lethal dismemberments from the most unlikely of suspects just don't add up. What few leads there are. Cool. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely see how I like the Frankenstein one. And if I'm into them, I'll definitely read other ones. I really haven't read much of that. Many, especially horror mangas. I've read mangas before, but never any horror or spooky ones. Go on and treat yourself. Yeah, I suggest for all of you today to do the same. Do something for yourself today. Either go get a boba if you're in the US, maybe if you're in Europe or a different country, maybe it's too late. But read a book that you like, watch a show that you like, hang out with your dog. Do something fun today. Oh yeah, December. Yeah, that's right. You have been talking about Krampus. You're already ready for December. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh. Anyways, I hope you guys all have a good rest of your Sunday, and I hope you have a good week as well. I will be for sure uploading another video on just my regular YouTube channel on Thursday. And then for my Patreon people, I will be uploading a video either Monday or Tuesday. And then, thank you. Otherwise, yeah, I'll see you around on Instagram. Probably see pictures of my dogs or my cat. And other than that, I'll see you back on YouTube. I'll see you next month for book club and next month for House of Leaves, if you guys are interested in that as well. Yes, I'm glad you got to come too. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Sincerely, thank you for spending your guys' day with me to just sit and talk about books. It's honestly my favorite thing. Oh my God, you're so cute, Marlo. You're so cute. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, awesome. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I will see you next time with some more horror. Bye, guys.